guys, my name's Sam. This is the Potager Knits podcast, and I'm coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where I live. It is Friday, January 27th, and I am a mess because it's post-holidays. I still have holidays to go, and I'm tired. I had to work 2 days, and it felt like 2,000 years. Anyway, I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I've got a lot of FOs, I've got some whips, and I've got a hefty amount of acquisitions because of the holiday, so stay with me here. Socials. You can find me on Instagram at Potager Knits and on Ravelry at Orange More. Both of those links will be down in the description as well as anything else that I talk about today. Also, Dyer Supplier. So there's only a couple days left if you want to use my Dyer Supplier link to get $50 off your purchase. And when you use that, I get $50 to spend myself. I think I still have one to spend, and thank you for everybody that did use my code. There were a couple. Yeah, it's a cool deal, and I think it expires at the end of the month, so this is your last chance to do that if you want to do that. All right, let's talk about some FOs. So I'm going to start with my most recent one. I actually tried to film this yesterday. Of course, I didn't get all the way through it. So let's try again, because it's Friday, right? So I just finished these since yesterday. I don't remember what the pattern's called. It's like Mimsy's Mittens. It's absolutely not what it's called, but I don't actually like mittens that much, but I really wanted a pair, and I had this yarn sitting around, so I was like, hey, maybe you'll want to knit these more because it's fun yarn that you like. And that was not correct. These took me way longer than they should have, considering it is bulky weight yarn. I don't really have much to say about them. I don't know if I'm ever going to wear them. Becca says they're not really her style, which I kind of already knew that, so I will either wear them once and be like, yeah, these are great, or I'm just going to donate them and someone else can have toasty hands. But I really like this yarn. It's from English Jane. She said it was from her sheep, and I thought that was really cute. And she hand-dyed this yarn. She got it spun at a factory and then hand-dyed it herself, and it smells really nice. It was definitely cleaned with some nice smelling wool wash. But yeah, I mean, I like them. They're pretty. I hate mittens, and I didn't want to knit them because I hate mittens. So yeah, but the colors are pretty at least. So that's one FO. My next FO, I should have put these on sock blockers before I started, shouldn't I? So these are my ugly sweater socks that I made for Christmas. I actually ended up letting Becca wear these, even though they were my favorite Christmas socks out of 2 that I made this year. Yeah, they're super stretched out because I let her wear them. They need to be washed. But I couldn't actually block them because they're huge. I knit these on a size 1.5 needle, and if I were to do it again, I'd probably knit them on a 1. I think the only modification I made is I made the cuff a little bit shorter because I was a little bit worried about running out of yarn, and I'm glad I did because I think I would have. And then I think the toe was supposed to be in the tan, or in the like main color, and I also did those in the contrasting color. The main yarn that I used was Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, and that's what the black and this like grayish color is. And then the stripes and the lights were in Patton's Croy Socks, and then this was just a yarn that I had in my stash that is a company that I don't agree with their ethics and their beliefs, but I'm using up all of my yarn like that. Anyway, so I'm trying to use up my stash of yarn that I don't agree with their ethics, so I'm just not talking about where it's actually from, but yeah, if you go back, you can probably find it. Yeah, so I do love these socks a lot. I love how they turned out. They're just too big for me because I went up a needle size from a 1 to a 1.5 because I thought that I needed to, and as it turned out, I did not. But yeah, I'm also really glad, I think I said this before, that I did the Happy Trees socks before I did these because it gave me some colorwork practice before I did something that I was really excited about. So, oh, it's nice. I've been showing the jog. Doesn't see it. But yeah, so they need to be washed, but I am very excited with how they turned out. I think they're so cute. Look, you can see the little lights. Yeah, definitely would knit again. I may knit them again next year, so maybe I'll organize my own holiday sock knit along. Okay, another of yarn that I am not going to speak of. This is the Night Train Shawl. I kind of screwed up some parts, and I don't care because it's a holiday item that I will only wear a few times a year, and then it will be banished to the ether. Yeah, you can kind of see the little goof up here in the lace, and there's a couple little messed up garter stitches, but honestly I just really wanted to get this done for last weekend, so I just kind of like plugged through, and I was like, no, when I'm wearing it, it's not like you can actually notice that there's really anything wrong, unless I'm specifically like, oh, look at that stitch! Look at it! But, yeah, so, whatever. Yeah, holiday scarf. Shawl. It's long. I used just about all the yarn. It was an easy pattern. It's another, you know, diagonally knit, triangle shawl thing. Yeah, there's not much to say about this. It's holiday colors. I will wear it probably tomorrow to the last holiday thing that we have, and then it will be put in the bin of holiday decorations and stuff for next year, along with the Christmas socks. What else did I finish? Oh yeah, this hat is another Peaks beanie that I made. This is with Karen Pantone, the bamboo kind though. Honestly, so for comparison's sake, I actually still have the other one over here. This is the one that I made earlier this year with the regular Karen Pantone. I really like it because it's very plush, it's warm, and I don't know, it's nice. And this is it in the bamboo, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is just like so shiny. And I'm not a big fan of this yarn. I like this. This looks so nice. It looks so nice. You know? So if I can find another one of just like the regular braids of this, I would like to remake this again in different colors. I gave this to Becca for Christmas, and she said she'll wear it, but I'm not super jazzed about it. And I added this pom-pom on the top. It's like worsted weight, and like when I put it on, I don't know, it's just not my favorite thing in the world. Whereas this, I think, looks pretty fantastic. I like this a lot. Anyway, after I've messed up my hair, even worse than it was already messed up. Good job. Good job. Good job. One last thing that I did finish this since last time. It was 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, because I filmed before my birthday. Excuse me, I thought I was gonna burp. I finished this spinning. So this is merino that I got from Bauer Family Farm at the Lehigh Valley Fiber Festival in August. August, right? Yeah, it was in August. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's nice. I did a good job spinning this, I think. It looks quite nice. And, yeah, I learned a lot spinning this, and I'm going to keep learning. One thing I did find was with the merino is it was slippery. So I did do park and draft again with this just because I kept losing my grip on things, or I would try to spin it too finely and then it would break. And I was getting frustrated with that. So I park and drafted the rest of it, and it was fine, and now it looks really cool. It's 4 different colors, a dark green, a light green, and then 2 different shades of orange. And what I did was the same thing I've done for everything else that I've spun, is I did green, orange, green, orange. So like light green, no, dark green, one of the oranges, light green, the other orange, and then I went. So there's like distinct sections where it's like orange and dark green, both of the oranges, and then the light green and the orange. And I think it turned out pretty cool. So I do have more fiber to spin, and I'll talk about that quick before I move on. I have another fiber project that I started. I had started working on this, and I haven't really, since I'm kind of getting bored with it because it's just like normal fiber, but as it's chilly nights and I'm not going to have as much stuff to do, I'll probably work on that. And then I have this as well. It's a darker, this is just sheep's wool that I got. Oh, I have this wound into a really shitty ball. That was my last one that I did. And then I have this wool of the Andes, but I have one more of this. So this is the same as the orange, the same Bauer Family Farms, but it's like the Aurora colors, I think it's called. Magic Night, but I don't know, it has a picture of an aurora. Or like a, you know, some stars. So I think I might try doing kind of a, like, what's it called? Fractal spinning type situation with that once I get to it. But I have another project that I'm working on first, so this is now my bag of spinning. This is now my basket of spinning, so all of the fiber that I have right now that is not currently being spun is in this basket. This used to be my, like, transporting work in project. This used to be my, like, whip basket. I would carry it around with me with all the whips that I have, but it's kind of outgrown that. So now this is just fiber, and now my fiber isn't taking up space for yarn because I'm running out of space for yarn. Alright, so yeah, that's all of my FOs, so now let's talk about some whips. So since we were just talking about spinning, let's talk about some more spinning. So this, it was kind of funny because I wasn't going to originally start spinning this fiber right away because I was doing that thing where I was like, no, I need to learn a little bit more about spinning before I do this because this is really nice and it's really pretty and I don't want to mess it up. And then I kind of just went fuck it and started spinning it. So this is from Crafticorn, a trans guy who likes to knit. I bought this along with some fingering weight yarn, which is over here, a couple months ago. And yeah, it's just been sitting here, and I've been trying to keep my cat from eating it because that's how my cat be sometimes. And, yeah, so I have a ton of roving. I did start pre-drafting it, just a little bit so that it's easier on me, and I haven't really spun it in, like, a couple weeks because I've been doing Christmas-type knitting, but here's what it looks like. It's just this really great, like, neon colors, and I'm excited to spin it. I mean, look at this. Who wouldn't want to spin this amazingness? I can say, though, like, this isn't normally what I would go for, but I was just kind of intrigued by all of the really bright colors because I wanted to do something a little different. So, yeah, working on that. I'm spinning it pretty finely to see how fine I can spin it. I do eventually want to get to fingering weight, and I don't think this is going to be fingering weight, but we'll do what we can. And who knows what I'll end up. I'll probably knit this into a shawl. I think it would be a brightly colored shawl. Although I am starting to realize that, like, I am starting to go towards more muted colors other than, like, bright mustard yellow. And I think I'm just getting old. Maybe that's what happened. I started getting old and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually, like, low-key just gonna be the kind of I'm just low-key gonna be the kind of person who wears black with a little bit of color again because I was a teenage goth and it just feels like it's going back to that again. Yeah. I don't have a lot on the needles right now. I've got my pants, my cover your ass knit along pants, but I just have, because I haven't had good stretches of time at home where I'm not, like, trying to do a bunch of stuff because of the holidays, I just haven't been working on them. But yeah, they're definitely up there in projects that I really want to finish because I want to wear them. I want my lavender pants. So they're there. But here's what I have been knitting. So this is another one of the yarns that I am trying to de-stash. It's not de-stash if you're knitting it yourself, but I'm trying to use up so that I can have more yarn in my stash so that I feel is, you know, more reflective of the kind of person I am. But I bought this on a de-stash. I'm about to turn the heel on these Christmas socks. So I want to finish these before I start taking down all my decorations and then go store it in my dad's basement because I want this to go in with that, and these will be a nice fresh new pair of Christmas socks to wear next year. But yeah, I'm using the Knitting Expat 2 at a time instructions. It's not like, it doesn't seem like it's, well, I guess it is kind of like a whole sock pattern, but it is definitely one of those, like, if you should probably not do this until you're a little bit more comfortable sock knitting kind of things. But who knows, maybe you can do 2 at a time right away. But anyway, so I started these when we left for candle nights last weekend and knit them in the car, and I've just been, like, going back to them a little bit every night. And yeah, I'll probably turn the heel tonight and keep working on them. I really like working with self-striping yarn. I really want to get more self-striping yarn once I work through some of this. But for now, working on these, and I love them. I like this like color patterning. I wish that I like this color patterning. I just wish that the company wasn't so shitty. But yeah, I like how they're turning out, and I'm glad that I can at least like learn a new technique, because I was a little bit worried about getting bored with just knitting vanilla socks, because I haven't really done just plain vanilla socks in a while. But because I'm kind of learning this new technique and kind of figuring out how it will work for me, it's been pretty smooth sailing. And they're actually pretty even. I am pulling from each end of the ball. I mean, it's like falling apart, so I had to like rewind it, but I'm pulling from the outside and the inside, so they're reverse stripes, which I don't usually do, but whatever. Yeah. I was also thinking of doing one of the cool patterns that you can do that like use self-patterning yarn, but because the stripes aren't even, like you can see the plain colored stripes are pretty close, but then these little like speckly bits are not. I wasn't sure if that would work, and I wasn't sure if it would look weird because of the speckly bits, so I was just like, whatever. So yeah, I'm glad I made this decision, and honestly, I have so much of this yarn left, I might be able to do a pair of like shorty socks, like Rose City Rollers or something, and then the remainder will go into my next project, which was my birthday cast on. And I just have it in this little bag for now. I need to like reorganize things because I have a lot of project bags that I'm not using, and then I'm just like putting things in drawstring bags. But yeah, here is my Northeasterly that I cast on for my birthday. So I've got a pretty lengthy strip here. I just started this, but as I said last time, this is kind of going to be a year-long project. Excuse me. I want to have, however big this blanket is going to be, I want it to be finished by my 28th birthday as just kind of like a memory thing of like this year that I am going to try to make totally excellent. So yeah, I'm using all kinds of yarns that I've had around. I got some yarn in a D-stash that some of it is enough for me to make a pair of socks. I have those wound into cakes, but the rest of it isn't really, so I kind of bought it with the intention of it just being fed into my Northeasterly, which is fine. Yeah, so, I mean, for example, so this first one is from yarn that my wife got me last Christmas, and I knit us a pair of socks with it, and there was only this much left after everything that I did with it, so that was a perfect way to start out, and I just love it. It's really plush, merino wool from Catskill Merino. This was an unlabeled one that I got off of the D-stash. It's actually a gradient type yarn, so it would have probably been good for a shawl, but it didn't really seem like it was going to be enough to do a whole shawl, so I'm just going to do patches of it here and there in the blanket rather than doing just like one whole strip. Or I don't know, maybe I will do like the next strip and just kind of work through the whole rest of the cake, because it is bigger. Let me just grab it and show it to you. This is my Northeasterly jar. I think I've showed this before. It is full, it's a bead jar, and it's just full of yarn cakes. And like bits and bobs that I don't think I'll be able to use anywhere else. But yeah, so this is that cake. Like I said, it's pretty big, but I didn't think that I'd be able to do anything with it. And I was like, it'll just add more color to my Northeasterly. So yeah, that's jammed in there. This is the rest from that shawl that I just showed you. You know, here's the rest of the Patton's Croy socks that I was using for the socks, you know, bits and bobs. This yarn I love, but I was keeping it in with the intent of trying to put it in heels and toes and stuff and cuffs of socks, but I realized, you know what, no, I'd rather just knit it up as part of my Northeasterly. It's like a little bit too much for that, but I'll just do the same thing where I like break it up. I'll do a section and then switch to something else and come back to it later. It's so soft. I wanted to have it in my Northeasterly. And some of the yarns are softer and some of them are a little rougher, and I like that there's texture. You know, as much as it's pretty, all the people that made blankets like this and bought yarn and it's all the same yarn from the same company, I kind of like that mine's going to be truly like a scrappy blanket full of stuff. I am doing a little bit of color management. I'm not just like blindly picking colors. I kind of want to keep it broken up so that it's not like samey, at least initially, but yeah, I'm really in love with how this is turning out, and I've been enjoying knitting it. It's nice and mindless, and I've been trying to take it places that feel special to me. I know that's not going to work forever. I'm not going to just carry a blanket project around with me, but like I took it with me on the train. Like there's a video from last week's video, or 2 weeks ago, my last podcast. You can see me starting to knit it on the train into New York City. I took this with me to candle nights. You know, I knit it on Christmas Eve. It's just nice that I'm kind of collecting memories into this little blanket that we'll use when we're sitting on the couch, snuggling up. I don't plan on making it super huge, but I want to make it at least like a good snuggly lap blanket size that we can snuggle up with on the couch. So that's another thing. And then what else am I knitting? Oh yeah. So the last thing that I've been working on is actually a gift for my wife. I had mentioned this before, and I'd like just barely started it because I needed a break from all of my holiday crafting. I have since lost the crochet hook somewhere in this bin, and there's also a broken knitting needle in there that I don't remember putting there, so I'm wondering if my cat just kind of like broke it and it just happened to end up in here. Who knows? I'll have to find my crochet hook too, because that's a really good one. It's one of those ones with a handle. Oh wait, there it is. Found it. Yay! But I kind of wanted to use that because this is a little bit rough on the hands. So I'm holding 2 worsted weight-ish, as close to worsted weight as I can find, strands together, and making a poof thing. So yeah, I only got this much done, but I have it sitting in this bin of scraps that I am going to use to start it, and I'm going to make it as big as I feel like making it. I have plenty in here to probably do 2 poofs, but I'm only going to do 1, and then I just want to clear out some of this because now that the holidays are about over, I have collected some more yarn, and I am realizing that I have now outgrown this already. So that's part of why I'm doing the whole my version of Stash Down 2020 and kind of not spending money on yarn is I don't need it. I've got plenty of projects. I'm really excited about the projects that I'm working now. I'll probably, once I finish these socks, cast on another pair of socks. By the way, took my Tomboy Femme bag with me to my family holiday gathering, and my niece thought it was hilarious. And I love it, and it's soft, and it's perfect. Let's move on to acquisitions. So I do have a fair amount of acquisitions today, and that is because of Christmas. I said that like 20 times, but let me tell you, it's because of Christmas. Where do I even start? I have a whole bag here. Let me set that off to the side, and let me get it and show you. So I have this whole bag here. Oh boy. One of the other things, before I get into the yarn, that I wanted to show off, that I was really, really excited about, didn't ask for it. But this was just, my dad knows me, and yeah. So my dad and stepmom got me this. Look at it, all my seeds are in there. It's perfect, and it fits all these huge seed packets that I got. And then these are all my seeds. And then I still have, this was my original seed box, so you can kind of see the difference. All of these were just sitting in a plastic bin because they didn't fit in here. But this is actually full of all of the seeds that I saved last year, whether it be from food that I ate, which, like, I know that sounds weird, but, like, I would get really cool heirloom tomatoes at market, or there was, like, squash that I wanted to try to grow eventually. So I saved the seeds. Pirate your plants, guys. Just pirate it. Get it? So, here's my bag of goodies. So I did a Christmas gift exchange with some of my Instagram friends. And this is the yarn that I got. Meg got this at Rhinebeck, and it's mine now. So this is Into the World in Godric and Ramble. They're both superwash merino nylon sock yarn. And I love the colors. They're so great. Like, this is my exact color yellow. And I don't have a lot of red yarn in my stash, surprisingly. But this is the kind that I like. It's like a pretty tonal kettle-dyed red. You can kind of see it there. And then this is the golden yellow, which is exactly... It's actually showing up a lot brighter on the camera because I have overhead lights on because it's dark outside. But, yeah, it's more of like a golden yellow. She also got me stitch markers. Let me see if I can find one of them. This is my little stitch marker tin, or my little notions tin. Watch, I won't be able to find any of them. It's because I put so much crap in here. Okay, here's one of them. She got this whole set of stitch markers that are really cute. They're very, like, wintry, but they're fun. I was gonna go through, like, all the stuff that I got at Christmas, but I think I'm just gonna go through Fibre stuff. So, my dad has started ordering stuff on AliExpress, and the way that the method of delivery for our gifts is something called a junk box. What that means is he basically wraps all of our presents up and then puts them in a box. And you have to dig for them. So it's usually a lot of small stuff. It used to be a lot more actual junk, but now he goes on AliExpress and orders a bunch of stuff from China. And, yeah. So some of that is yarn. So he got me this. It's called Sarong. Hand Fashion Line, International Urban Colors. 43 polyester, 57 acrylic, which I did point out was a very specific ratio. And it's shiny. 100 grams each. So this is a lot, and it's like this tan color. I don't know. So there's a lot of that. And there's these two. This only says color on it with a U. Hand wash. It has no specifics as to what this is, but I guarantee it's acrylic. It's very soft though, and it's a little tweedy. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure out something to do with this too. It's cute. So there's 3 balls of this in a plastic bag, and I've seen this before because I used to shop on Wish. Yak wool. Yeah, okay. 100 grams. I might see if this was on Ravelry. I feel like somebody translated it and put it on Ravelry. But my dad did say that in the reviews, someone was like, look, I can read a little Chinese and I can tell you there's zero yak. I can tell you that there's zero yak wool in here, and I believe that. But the color's really nice. It's not showing up super great here, but it's like a darker red, like Merlot. It's 25, 50, 25 something, and then it also says 10%. I don't know what that means. But 100 grams each. I don't really know what weight that would be. It's not worsted weight. It might be DK. But once again, I'm going to go on Ravelry and find out. And, oh yeah, so I got this circular knitting needle. That was a free gift that was apparently in with that stuff. And yeah, it's a size 3. It's actually not bad. It's very similar to, like, a Chowgu red lace. Like, the cable is, like, one of those, like, coated cables. Yeah, that's not bad for an extra little free gift. There's also a little tape measure, and then these cute little Christmas tree wooden buttons. I thought they were adorable. I will definitely find something to use those on. Probably not this year, but maybe for some holiday knitting next year. Super cute. And then, I mean, I got a lot of other stuff. My dad got me a whole set of Sailor Moon mini figs, like Lego, knockoff Lego minifigs. a bunch of Steven Universe stickers, because I love Steven Universe, and then also a, like, plethora of enamel pins. There's some pretty cool ones. There's a couple fibery related ones. There's one that says Crafty Bitch. There's Pikachu, but like a mermaid. They're all kind of stuck in the bottom here, though. I don't know if I can find them all. Patrick. Oh, yeah, this one's good. Sashay away. So cute. And then they actually went to a bunch of local alpaca farms and got me alpaca yarn. So there is some not acrylic yarn in here. So this is 70% alpaca, 30% silk, DK weight, 206 yards. And it's like this like orangey peachy color. And it's tonal, because it's a little bit yellower over in this area. It smells really nice. It's really soft. That'll be fun to knit with. And then this is Eastland Alpaca, 150 yards, 3-ply sport weight, it says. I don't know that that's sport weight. But it's also really soft. And a really pretty color. Look at it, it's really pretty. Yeah, because there's some like darker blues, and then there's lighter blues, and then this like peachy color. So yeah, like that too. This one was interesting. I've never seen this before. It's almost like woven like a shoelace. I don't know what to do with it. Desert Sunset. This is from Peru. The Alpaca Yarn Company. Yeah, it's like this like ribbony type thing. And it kind of almost matches these colors a little bit. Not really. Similar tones, though. And at first I was like, do I unravel this? I don't think you're supposed to. I don't know what it is. Paca Santa. So yeah, if you've ever seen this before, let me know, because I've never seen anything like this before. I've seen, like, ribbon yarn before, but this is, like, wide. I don't know. And it's a very small amount. It's only 17 yards. And then this one's probably my favorite. Look at that. So it's just white and black. 2-ply. This is from Celtic Knot Alpacas. Worsted, 200 yards. Yeah, 2-ply, black and white. 100% PA alpaca. Stop! Like I said, not the brightest. Yeah, 100% PA alpaca, and it's just this black and white 2-ply. I love it. So yeah, that's all of the, like, fibery stuff that I got. We also just got some general stuff that, like, we wanted to try out. One of the big things that we asked for was a, kettle and a, what's it called? My brain broke for a second. A kettle and a French press, because we want to get rid of our Keurig. It's starting to die and spitting out weird stuff and airing out in the middle of brewing and not always brewing the amount that it said it's supposed to, and sometimes just like spilling water constantly out of it. So I'm fed up with it, and Becca's pretty fed up with it, so we decided that we were just gonna like get rid of it. And yeah, so we're getting a kettle. That's especially helpful for me because I drink a lot of tea, so being able to just boil water and not have to run it through the Keurig will be beneficial. I got a new cutting board. What else? I don't know. We got a lot of stuff, and we're still getting more stuff tomorrow. Oh, yeah. A lot of cookies, too. We have so many cookies in our house right now. Oh, also, another big present we got was season passes to the PA Ren Fair, which is so incredibly exciting. We're gonna go to the Ren Fair so much next year. Like, I really want to make us costumes. And I say that every year, but now that we're going to the Ren Fair more than once, I really feel motivated to make us costumes. As part of my trying to do better, I actually decided that I'm probably going to try to limit my spending on clothing next year, but I will allow myself to buy fabric to make clothing. because I want to learn. But like, we have plenty of clothes. We don't really need anything. I don't really want to buy stuff unless I need it to replace something that we already have. And yeah, if I want to make a project, I think I decided that I will allow myself to get enough fabric for one project at a time, because I don't want fabric stash to get out of hand like yarn stash has gotten out of hand. So yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's kind of just tacked on to my whole stash down plans, is I'll let myself buy fabric. Yeah, so I'm gonna go make myself some dinner. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, or even if you're still celebrating holidays. I know Hanukkah's still going on, and I know we're still having a Christmas tomorrow, and then New Year's is next week. So I hope you all are having a great time. Thank you for joining me. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Bye.